Java problems. Oh, and actually,
No,
those are
that's
them.
over there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
let's start again.
Okay, let's start
So we are
again.
here with Tori, and she's dressed as a mad scientist, a mad Java scientist,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And so, Tori, how are you liking Java 1?
Hey, I'm having a great time. How about you?
That's pretty good. I like
Yeah.
Java 1 too.
Yeah.
And what are the cool stuff that you're doing here?
Well, let's see. I'm talking to a lot of Java developers about what they're working on.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, and I went to the JCP party last night,
Right,
which was
that was
fabulous.
that was great. I love the JCP party. It was always one of the best parties of Java 1.
Yeah, it was one of the spectacular parties, and they had awards for people that were involved in the JCP.
I've heard of that. Yes.
You've heard of the JCP?
Yes, I've heard of the JCP.
Yeah, being an
The JCP is the Java Community Process. Is the place where Java evolves. That's a pretty cool place.
Right, and you're a member of the EC, the Executive Committee, right?
Right. Actually, So Java, one of the largest Java user groups in the world, is the Java User Society down in Brazil. It's a member of the EC of the JCP, the Executive Committee. Yes.
Wow, so that's
And I'm the representative. So.
excellent. Okay, and so tell me what's going on at the JCP these days.
So the JCP we're going through a very, very important phase of the JCP because the process needs to evolve, right? Java
Right.
has been around for a long time. The JCP rules have been around for a long time, and throughout this time, I think the whole technology world has evolved. Java has evolved in lots of very, very cool ways. Also, all of the licensing discussions and all of the ways that people collaborate have evolved. So I think that the JCP right now we're creating the means that the JCP can be more collaborative, that can be easier for each to participate in the JCP, that we can actually, we are in the age of participation, right?
Right.
And so we need to have the JCP being part of the age of participation. That means people should have a very easy time participating on the future of Java.
Wow, so the JCP is kind of like the social media of Java, right? Because everybody can get involved from reviewing a spec to being involved in a mailing list.
Right, because now with the new transparency rules of the JCP, everything that happens in JCP has to be very transparent. So all of the meetings are public. All of the discussions are happening on public mailing lists. All the specifications is publicly available from the very, very early on. So that means you as a developer, you can participate on this effort very, very, very early on. And now with every JSR has its own issue tracker. Every JSR has its own mailing list. So yes, I think you're right. The JCP is kind of the social network of Java developers. And I think that by making it easier for everyone to participate, I think we can have more and more developers involved because Java is a technology that affects today millions and millions of developers, and through the work of those developers affects millions and billions of people worldwide, right?
Right.
So, and I think that the more people that actually participate in the evolution of Java, the better the technology is going to be for developers, the better the technology is going to be for everyone.
Right, the wisdom of crowds, right? So
The wisdom of crowds, yes, that's a good thing too. Yes.
Yeah, one developer, but many
You
can do it.
are a mad scientist, right?
I
you're
think
talking about
about
wisdom of crowds. You're talking
yeah.
social. Yeah, that's pretty
right.
cool. Yeah.
Pretty cool. So let's talk about technology a little bit lately.
Technology, right.
Yeah, so I asked you what you were into, and you told me clouds.
Cloud computing, yes.
Yeah,
I think
so tell me.
everyone is in the cloud today, right?
Right. Well,
Yes.
I am especially. But tell me, me personally, but
Right.
tell me how you're looking at it from a technology perspective.
So the thing that for me is very exciting about the cloud computing is that, Java, it's really, I think Java's kind of, made for the cloud, right? We didn't know that about in 1995, right?
Okay.
But really, if you think about today, you have, you're not focused on your own computer anymore. You're focused on this vast network of computers that you can put your applications to run on, and all those different vendors providing just huge data centers everywhere around the world, right? And you have some places like the U.S. You're gonna have all those lots of different vendors, but not all of those vendors are everywhere, right? So in
Right.
every place you have different vendors everywhere, right? And you have to have your application running all of those places. So how are you going to do this if you don't have a portable, right? A secure, a standardized environment. So that's what Java allows you. Java gives you, all the portability for you to run your stuff in whatever cloud vendor you want, right? And so that opens up so my application that I was running in the 90s, it's the same application I can run now on those huge data centers.
Wow,
Isn't that
so
cool?
you took your DeLorean into the future and saw the cloud and then came back, and that's why you built Java the way you did, right?
Well, yeah. I think that's the cool thing about Java is that Java was built for the future.
Right.
What I tell developers is that they are learning today to develop for the computers of tomorrow, right? And I think that's what Java allows us to do. And I think that's very cool. And then the other thing the cloud brings us is the cloud allows, it removes the physical world, right? Everything is virtual.
Right.
So our virtualization is the main technology behind the cloud environments. And so now I can automate a whole lot more than before we could automate our builds, we could automate our testing, but now we can automate our production. Right, so whenever we need a production environment, we can create this out of the blue or out of the cloud, right? And so, and just put together all this kind of just servers from different vendors and put everything together with scripts even. Right?
It's a lot easier to spin something up. And
we can script. And the good thing is that you don't need to go to a web page and click on something to actually make that happen, right? You script all of this, so you have all these APIs that you can call into to start servers, to configure your environment, to deploy your application, to do load balancing, networking configuration. You have all of that as codes. So now we are coding the infrastructure we're going to run our applications on. That's very, very powerful.
Wow, that's very cool. So I want to thank you very much for taking a moment to speak to me, Bruno.
No
it's
problem.
Always a pleasure. Bruno Souza, who is man extraordinaire. If you're here at Java One, just turn around, look for the Brazilian flag, and you'll find Bruno Souza.
Look for the guy in the flag.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.